You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let him speak. But you know how to do it. Tell me, show me.
I'm gonna tell you all.
Hold on. Freeze supposed to be on here.
So let Freeze do his shit.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
We hear you.
What's going on, Freeze?
What's up with it, man? Hey, this shit is funny, right? Because, hey, man,
That's some
my day
entertainment,
been,
man.
yeah. But, first of all, Goldie, I just want to have no issue with you, the way that you, point, I respect that, right? But, it's real easy for a motherfucker to get on here and say shit, and, do the things that they do. But a lot of people don't really know that guy. You know what I mean? I haven't known him as long as some other people have known him, but I've been around him enough and I got certain experiences with him enough to really know that guy. You know what I mean? And what I do know is that, he's proven time and time again that he will get on this internet and literally say anything. You know what I mean? Like, if for the record, man, personally, man, I don't trust niggas to get man units on their head, man. I don't trust niggas that fly across country and get man weaves installed in their head, man, in their 40s, having midlife crises and shit, man. That's just me though. I don't trust motherfuckers that do that. But listen, man, again, motherfuckers get on here and say whatever they want. And me, I don't get into all the like, oh, I got receipts and all that old shit. Like, man, I'm a grown ass man and some pimping for real. So all the receipts and all that shit is cool, but that's what them bitches do. But what I do know for sure is that nigga, when Sinful passed away, up until the day that Sinful passed away, Johnny didn't really have nothing good to say about me or to me or Sinful. And, neither of us had really anything. Well, I ain't gonna say that because Sinful actually did, up until he passed away, still had good shit to say about Johnny, right? And but me, I never really spoke on him or thought about him or anything like that. When Civil passed away, this man, of course, he went, that's what busters do. They go and delete shit. But the nigga was in my DM, pleading this case, talking about, oh man, we supposed to be brothers. And man, call me, man, we don't need to be into it, I just had a heart attack and I see life differently now. I ain't got time for the petty shit. All this shit. You know what I mean? But I know the nigga though. You know what I mean? So that's why I didn't. When he sent me that DM, I didn't even respond to it. But nigga, you just was in my DM crying when Sinful passed away. Talking about we, on some Minister Society shit. We supposed to be brothers. You know what I mean? Now, then after that, you want me to get on dinosaurs. See, this is what he do. Like, I don't talk about him. Like, we not here because I talked about him. We here because he talking about me. And what he didn't tell y'all earlier when he mentioned that we was live on dinosaurs, that was another case of him talking about me. I don't talk about this nigga. I don't think about this nigga. None of that. Like, my life is beautiful right now. My day is beautiful right now, and I'm not gonna feed this shit too much because I don't want to, discontinue my beautiful ass day with the beautiful people that's around me. You know what I mean? So, I'm gonna address it for what it is, but I don't want to get too far gone off into this shit. But like I said, man, the man stay talking about me. He try to flip it like I'm talking about him. I'm live all the time. Go back and find where I made a live about this nigga, man. Like recently. And even the times when I did make a live about the niggas because he talking about me. You know what I mean? And nigga can say what he want, get on here and pretend to do whatever he want to do. But this is where shit first went left for me. You know what I mean? With the nigga. We was cool at one point in time. You know? When all the slander came out was Sinful, when the court videos, and I hate even talking about this shit because a nigga done talked about this shit a million fucking times. But when all them videos and shit came out about Sinful, you know what I mean? Johnny was one of those people that really knew Sinful. Well, I ain't gonna say really knew him, but they done really chopped it up about each other's lives. And they done been on the phone for 4 or 5 hours at a time, a whole bunch of times. And Johnny was familiar with Sinful's case and the details about it, right? The shit that Sinful went to the penitentiary for. Johnny was familiar with it, just like Sinful was familiar with his situation, why he went to the pen, right? Um, but when all that slander came out, you know, those videos and all that shit, it was like the DMV that was issuing everybody a license to hate on Sinful, right? So Johnny went to the DMV, got his license too, and started hating on Sinful his damn self, right? But it just looked funny coming from Johnny because like you done really chopped it up with this man, and you know what really took place. But you went over there, okay, so you do all of that, right? Then the nigga calls me one day, and you know, anybody who done been in the streets and you done been in certain situations, you know what I'm talking about when I say this. But, you know, I don't know if any of y'all have never been on the phone with a motherfucker and you felt like a nigga was mic'd up. You know what I mean? You felt like a nigga was recording the conversation. Or we all done had a bitch do that to us before for sure. You know what I mean? Where you on the phone with the bitch and the bitch, like, you could tell she recording just by the way she talking and, you
Yep,
know,
that's for sure. That's for
right.
sure.
The way her voice is and everything, what she's saying, you like, man, this bitch recording. I ain't finna say nothing wrong on this motherfucker, right? That's the energy that I got when this nigga called me. And then furthermore, what his stupid ass don't know is the nigga called me on my Android. Listen, man, anybody with an Android, you know what I'm talking about. When you call somebody on, like say me and Sharp on the phone, go to you, and I call you, and I got Sharp on my other line, you got an Android, it's gonna tell you, it's gonna say multi-party call.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, Androids do that. So the nigga called me one day, and when I answered his call, it said multi-party call, letting me know that he for sure 1,000% got somebody else on the phone. And then what confirmed that is the way the nigga was talking when he got on the phone. See, me, it don't do nothing for me to lie on nobody. That's why, and I don't give a fuck how nobody feel about the truth. You know what I mean? The truth
Hey,
is
hey,
what it is.
real quick, Freeze, if I could interject real quick.
Go ahead.
When he said, so he never told you that somebody else was on the phone, because I may be forgetting it, but I thought he said that he told you somebody was on the phone. He never
No,
told you that.
no. He made it seem as if he was on the phone by himself. Later on, he admitted that he had somebody on the phone, but even the somebody that he said he had on the phone, of course, I can't prove it. But in my mind, that's not even who he had on the phone. He had somebody else on the phone. You know what I mean? So, but he had this person on the phone, and he was like, he was trying to probe me. He was trying to get me to say certain shit on the phone, but I was hip. So of course I wasn't feeding into it. And the conversation didn't last that long. We might have been on the phone maybe 2 minutes. It for sure wasn't 5 minutes. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't giving him what he wanted in the conversation. You know what I mean? So uh but ever since he did that, that's like it's my own personal thing with him. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like him and Sinful got into it, and I didn't like the way him and Sinful got into it, and that's why I fell out with him. No, I had my own personal experience with that put a bad taste in my mouth about him, and then it just went further from there. You know what I mean? See, listen, man. Like, and this niggas in this motherfucking comment section who done did the same motherfucking thing. But guess what though, man? A nigga could say whatever they want about me, but I ain't no motherfucking snitch. I ain't never cooperated with nobody, no law enforcement, no none of that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna take whatever it come with, you know what I mean? Before I do anything like that, a nigga it's a whole bunch of shit that's gonna happen, and death is one of them before a nigga cooperate and help them people do their job, right? And I'm not gonna fuck with nobody who fuck with somebody that help them people do their job. Hey, listen, man, we all know who that motherfucker is that be wearing them gorilla costumes and shit like that, right? And we know what that motherfucker about. We know what that motherfucker do. And certain people like myself know that that motherfucker will send them people to your doorstep, right? I know that for sure. You know what I mean? Whether or not anybody else know it, that's on them. But me, I know that that motherfucker will send them people to your doorstep, and he know that. You know what I mean? And how he go from, oh man, that motherfucker, he the police and he this and he that. How he go from that to now he cool with him, and then he get into it with him again, and then he cool with him again, and he going live with the motherfucker chopping it up with him and all that other type of shit. Come on, man. You know what I mean? Nick can't trust nobody like that, you know. And motherfucker, listen, this the problem with the game, right? This the problem with a lot of us in this that come from this lifestyle, right? We we like to measure success by what we see, by what we wear. You know what I mean? And it's not to say that a motherfucker who's wearing the most can't also be the most successful. But we all, those of us who come from the game know, man, sometimes Pimpin might be putting up a cold front. You know what I mean? Because he don't
That's a
want to let
fact.
motherfuckers see him sweat.
That's a
So
fact.
so right. So what I'm saying is, you know, uh, a motherfucker will have all this shit to show, but might have horrible credit. You know what I mean? Might be in debt like a motherfucker. Might have all kind of fucked up shit going on. Might not have a dollar to their name, but they got a whole lot of shit to show you though. You know what I mean? So that shit don't mean nothing. And that's what he tried to use. Trying to use yesterday's points for today's game. Hey, listen, man, I know what's really going on, man. It ain't like that. It was like that once upon a time. Like I said, even if I don't like a motherfucker, I still keep it real about a motherfucker. Anybody who been around, we all know that once upon a time you had it like that. But hey, man, it's 2024. You know what I mean? You can't take the points from 2008, 2007 and apply them to today's game and you still winning. Hey, man, we all know you was prom queen of King High School. You know what I mean? We all know that you scored 4 touchdowns in a single game at Polk High School back in the day, man. Hey, but it's 2024, man. You know what I mean? What you doing now? And
Boy,
who benefits by knowing you? You know what I mean?
that whole
See,
school carries some truth.
yeah, man. And see, like, this is obvious. Like,
Just in
again,
general,
a
that
lot of
holds some
people,
truth.
you said what?
I said just like in general, overall, that holds truth. Like that's to anybody.
Yeah.
Motherfucker ain't gonna give a fuck about what I did back in 2007. Nobody shit. They don't want to see your business and what you got going on today.
Hey, I don't even like talking about shit that I've done in the past. You know what I mean? Because I'll be more focused on what I'm doing right now and what I'm gonna do in the future. You know what I mean? I don't even like talking about and then hey man, see that's what a lot of older niggas don't be thinking about. You got motherfuckers like him, you know what I mean, telling young bitches like about all these M's that he done touched and all this shit. Hey man, the young bitch don't give a fuck about that shit, man. And it make you look funny when you talking shit to a young bitch about what you done did that you can't show right now.
Or even what you got, nigga. There's niggas with money, jewelry, all types of shit. It's a different day and age.
Right, and then not just
It's a
that, but
different
like,
day and age,
but
man.
but
I'm just
but
saying.
see, like I'm really for this game though, and I'm really in this shit, and I really know how this shit go, right? So I know that everybody who got certain things going on, they didn't everybody didn't do the same thing for it, but everybody claimed they did. You know what I mean? But come on, man, like just because you saying that you got these things and all this shit don't mean that you did the same thing that I'm doing for it. First of all, then second of all, man, let me clear this shit up too, man, because a motherfucker he love having he loved monitoring the activities of my dick, man. I don't know what it is about that. I don't know what I did to him to make him feel like doing that, man. But hey, come on, man, leave my dick alone, man. My dick don't want nothing to do with you. Ain't even thinking about you, man. So stop speaking on my dick, man. But hey, for the record, I love fucking hoes, man. You know what I mean? I don't want to fuck nothing else but a hoe. You know what I mean? Because that's the motherfuckers that deserve my dick. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm for those and a motherfucker saying that a hoe done did all these miraculous things for him and he ain't touched the bitch. Hey, that looks strange to me. You know what I mean? Because I know if a bitch, that's what turns me on. Yeah, physically, a bitch look good and all that shit is cool. But when a bitch goes above and beyond to show her dedication, loyalty, and appreciation for me and what I am to her and all that shit, hey man, I'm finna tear the walls out that shit. You know what I mean? I'm finna tear the lining out that motherfucker. But, hey man, motherfuckers, motherfuckers got spun in a certain direction when they was young and they spinning 20, 30 years later, man. You know what I mean? They never figured out the truth that them old niggas was telling them some bullshit about not touching them hoes. You know what I mean? Hey, but that shit, hey man, we in our 40s now, man. We don't believe that shit no more. We might have believed it back in the day, man. But once we got active about this shit, seeing how this shit really go, man. Hey, motherfucker ain't believing that shit about not touching hoes and all that old type of shit, man. I don't give a fuck how nobody feel about it, nigga. I've been touching hoes and I'm gonna keep touching hoes.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Shit. Hey, and then, for the record too, because he keep talking about how I said he was ugly. Hey man, you said you was ugly. You said that about yourself. I ain't do nothing but repeat what you already said. You know what I mean? This is what you say about yourself. So you think you's an ugly motherfucker. I just so happen to agree with you. Yeah, you know what I mean? As a matter of fact, that you mentioned it, you is an ugly ass nigga. But you said that. You know what I mean? So if you saying that you's an ugly ass nigga and then on top of that you talking about how you ain't touching these hoes, don't make it seem like, cause see, this the difference, right? This what niggas ain't gonna tell you. And y'all some, you know, y'all ugly ass niggas, y'all ain't bad looking neither. You know what I mean? Like me. You know what I mean? So, hey, we all can attest to having badass bitches that might be, you know, going hard for us, and you know, we not touching them. But it's not as simple as us just not touching them. We gotta fight them every day. Bitches be trying to attack us. You know what I mean? He don't know nothing about that. You know what I mean? You're not touching them bitches that's doing all this shit for you because they don't want to touch you. They not trying to touch you. You know what I mean? So it's not like it's just some you just resisting, you fighting these bitches off with a stick. It ain't like that, man. Stop it. You know what I mean? Don't try to compare yourself to motherfuckers like me, man. Cause yeah, I really have had some badass bitches do some great things for me, and I did not touch them bitches. But it wasn't as simple as me just not touching them. And they was just sitting there, and I was just sitting there, and we wasn't. Nah, them bitches was trying to, man, trying all kind of moves to get a motherfucker out of his meat. You know what I mean? Any bitch that I didn't touch, it was a fight. You know what I mean? You ain't fighting no motherfucking body in a bedroom. You know what I mean? You ain't got no bitch trying to attack you and trying to rip your clothes off and all that old type of shit. That ain't never happened to you. You know what I mean?
He just
That doesn't
fucking
happen.
nuts.
I'm pretty.
He got
Hey, that's
problems,
why you
Dirty.
laughing, because you know it didn't probably didn't happen to you too.
He got
But that man
problems.
can't relate to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
He
fucking
can't relate to that. You know what I mean?
like
Like
hell.
that ain't his testimony. You know what I mean? So when you gonna speak on things, you got to speak on shit correctly. You know what I mean? And again, for the record, yeah, you're not the only motherfucker who ain't never touched a bitch before. And this is the thing too. Just like I done had to fight certain bitches off, I ain't never had a bitch fight me. But I wouldn't be surprised if he done had a bitch fight him. Like, no, thank you. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, he'd have tried to go there with a bitch that done paid the fuck out of him, and she like, let's just keep it business. You know what I mean? I like your game, and that's where it stops. You know what I mean? I like your information, and that's where it stops. You know, but yeah, man, you know, I wasn't even trying to do this shit, man. It's just I had to speak up for myself because um you know, that's what the motherfucker doing. He's saying what y'all did the other day. He's saying that, okay, you know, Goldie platform got some motion. You know, Sharp and Dre was on there the other day. They did their thing. And, you know, they had 500 motherfuckers over there. Let me go over there and see if I can attract the same number of people. Hey, and how you come fresh off of, oh, that's Sharp spinning. Okay. How you come fresh off of a live where, you know, Dre, Goldie, and Sharp and Raw Talk and TKO Capone was on here, and they got 500 motherfuckers, and you can't even produce half of what they did. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't even work how you thought it was going to work. You know what I mean? But the bottom line is, man, like you said, you had a heart attack a while back, and the last thing you need doing is trying to fight with a motherfucker in the game. You know what I mean? You need to be fighting Burger King. You need to be fighting cigarettes. You need to be fighting alcohol. You need to be fighting everything that's going to make your blood pressure go up and make your heart rate get out of control. You need to be fighting all that type of shit. You know what I mean? Because if I had a motherfucking heart attack, last thing I'm doing is getting on the internet trying to fight, trying to, you know, that's the last thing on my mind. I ain't even had a heart attack. No, praise be to the Most High, and I still ain't trying to fight nobody on the internet. You know what I mean? But I don't know if that's me spinning or if that's
Nah, that's Sharp spinning.
oh, okay, he must got a phone call or something. Hold on, let me do something that motherfucker ain't never did since probably 2021. Let me put some love in my body, drink some water. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, then that's some sucker ass shit too. And like I said, Goldie, I know you just being a host and you just respecting your guests and shit like that. But hey, man, For that motherfucker to get on here, and I wasn't even thinking about him. The way that I ain't even really been on IG like that. The only reason why I know that y'all was live is because everybody was blowing my phone up right now, telling me, "Hey, Freeze, Johnny over there talking about you." That's the only
Yeah,
reason.
I seen it.